Good afternoon. This is the Historic District Commission meeting. We will start by calling roll. So my name is Emily Walter. I'm the Vice Chair of the District Commission. Shane?
Present.
James?
Oh, James Walden, Planning Director.
Shelby Fiegel, Secretary. I don't know how to say that.
Margaret West. It's not on.
Marie Kaysen. Oh, Margaret West. There.
Thank
there
you.
I am.
Okay. So we will start with 340 Conway Boulevard. Oh, I'm so sorry. First of all, our chair is not here today, so I found out 2 hours ago. I'm leading this, so you'll have to apologize. So first we need to review the minutes from October's meeting. Do we have any changes or? Okay.
I make a motion that we accept the minutes from last meeting.
A second.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Motion approved. All right. Now we will start with 340 Conway Boulevard. Do we have anyone here to speak for it? Okay. We'll just, if you can step up to the podium and tell us your name and your address. Okay, hang on. It's not on. There you go. Say it again.
Robbie Max, 340 Conway Boulevard.
Okay. So go ahead.
Had requested to enclose a 2-car carport into an enclosed garage with same hardy board siding that's on the house, painted the same way. 1 double-car garage with the windows on the top, and then 2 exterior doors.
Okay, and did you see the recommendations?
Yes, about the windows.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. The only question I had on that south side where they said they wanted 2 windows, I have a door there, and I was wondering if I could put a window on the south and a window on the east. Because it'd be kind of crowded with a door and 2 windows on that one side. And then the hardy board. I'm using hardy board siding because that's what's on the house, yes. And that was on the recommendations, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
I'm looking over at James. Is there a reason between a door and a window that had to be used? I mean, if they took the door out and did a window instead, is it just?
It was purely just to not have a blank facade.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you are saying take the door out and?
No, I was saying instead of putting 2 windows on the south, still have my door and 1 window, and then put a door on the east.
Oh,
where
okay.
There's nothing on the east on my drawing either. So that way there you'd have a window everywhere.
Okay.
I was wondering if that'd be okay.
Any questions, discussion? No? Is anybody here to speak against it? Oh.
I'm here to speak for it.
Oh, okay. Come on up.
I'm Rick Sowell, Sowell Architects, 1315 North Street, downtown. I am the Architectural Control Committee for this neighborhood that Robbie's developing in, and we are perfectly satisfied with everything he's proposing to you. I know you've dropped the patio cover off of the agenda this evening. Obviously, in enclosing the carport is okay with me, and it's okay with the other neighbors whom I've had discussions with, so we're all for it.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Anybody else have anything? And there's no one to speak against it? Okay. So I can't vote tonight, correct, James?
No, you will.
I'll have to vote.
You can vote, yeah.
Can I start a motion?
Oh, yeah, yeah. You
I'm
can.
just wondering what my. Okay. All right, so require 2 windows in addition to the proposed door along the south facade of the enclosure. The windows should match. You want to say you also want to add a door on the east side.
No, that's included.
I'm so sorry. I cannot get that through my head. Okay, you want to add a window on the east side.
Yes, and just 1 window on the south with the door. Keep the door. And instead of putting 2 windows on the south, 1 window on the south and 1 on the east.
Okay. You got that, Shelby? Okay. Anybody want to?
Motion to accept with changes.
Okay. I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, so moved.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. So we will get that updated and then,
Yeah, I guess basically just indicate where those window locations are, email them
Okay.
to Lauren, and then we'll get the COA issued out and you can pull building permits.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
okay, next we will move on to 514 Center Street. Do we have anyone here to speak for that?
I don't intend to speak for everything
I
tonight.
was like, you look familiar.
I'm Rick Sowell, 1315 North Street, Sowell Architects downtown. Want to introduce you to the owner of this project. This is Mr. Richard Rogers. He's out of Russellville. Just a little bit of background. Richard's daughter is a volleyball player at CBC. And so what he's intending to do is to build a nice house here, single-family house that can be sold later as a single-family home, but a place to house his daughter while she's here in college. So we have drawn the plans up for him. We feel like we've met your requirements. We've read your recommendations. Be happy to go through them one by one. I don't think Mr. Rogers has much of an objection to anything. We may want to ask a question or two about that, particularly when it comes to the soffits. But I don't think we have any objections to what you guys are recommending to us.
Okay. Mr. Rogers, do you want to speak?
Just tell them you trust your architect.
Any,
I'm with Rick.
can you give us your name and home address, please?
Sure, Richard Rogers.
Okay.
My address is 111 Hillview Cove in Russellville. That's 72802.
And did you see all the recommendations?
I did.
Do you have any questions?
Read through them this weekend. No, in fact, I actually like the double windows on the front idea. And your drawing, their top center, we actually had already made the adjustment to move the door to the center of that and flip it so that it was more symmetrical because it made my wife crazy. And so, so we've actually already made one of the adjustments to one of the recommendations. I think you've recommended that we move the way the porch is. We're actually moving the door. We're flipping the door to the center.
Okay.
On the downstairs. So we would like to remove the sidewalk. If we put the street sidewalk and the straight approach sidewalk, we would like to remove the other one that's there now that wouldn't be necessary.
The one that connects to the driveway. Okay. And then, Richard, go ahead and mention to them about the carport.
Yeah, as we've started to do cost analysis on being able to build it, we really would like to just remove the carport. We still are going to do 4 full parking spaces there at the back, but the carport is a stumbling block for us cost-wise, and so we'd like to just remove the carport and replace that with the stoop on the back entrance, if you don't object to, as long as we have rear parking, which is what our intentions are.
Okay.
Will that be a concrete pad back there for the parking, or, okay.
It will. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, there's some steps that go up from the concrete parking pad up into the house. So we'll put a little stoop over that, appropriate for the type of house.
Did you hear that, James?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
something on the rear, yeah.
I've got a couple little handouts here for you guys. It's not going to make much difference.
Oh, goody.
Your decision, but this is their inspiration photo for the colors they want to use.
That's great.
So, yeah, it looks very nice. And then there's one other item we'd like to ask you about. Mr. Rogers met with his builders this afternoon and had some disturbing news regarding hardy board. James, you may be aware of this. He's proposing to put the shake type hardy board up in the gable of the house, but apparently the shake type hardy board is really hard to come by these days, and deliveries are
terribly late and long-term and delayed. And so he wants to go ahead and move forward and build the house. And so we don't know if there's another opportunity or another option that you guys might approve for this. I think a vinyl shake would be available. It's going up in the gable. It's not that anybody's going to be close to it, but I don't know that he's going to be able to get the hardy board shakes in time.
I'm needing those also, so what are they saying, how long?
Oh,
They're having to drive to Tulsa just to get the regular siding.
Really?
right now. So I don't know.
there's such a production lag at Hardy right now because of the demand and the lack of production. And that's just one of the products that they are not producing a lot. They're doing a lot of the horizontal siding, which is still a delayed delivery. I mean, it's like Richard says, they have to go to Tulsa just to pick that up, but they're just not producing much of the shake siding. So we're asking for maybe a little leniency in this area to help us figure out whatever some of the product to put up there.
Okay, which part is shake? Is it just the second story?
Just above the second story, just the gable.
Yes.
Okay, I see. Have you thought about using wood up there?
Hadn't thought about it. It's a high maintenance product, so yeah, we hadn't even considered that. Would that be approved?
Wood is on the list. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Vinyl's not at
Yeah,
all.
I know you guys have struggled with vinyl siding for years, and I don't know what your current stance is on it. I know you don't like it. And the only reason why I bring up vinyl is it's just a small amount on a very high location. So is there another product other than wood, something that doesn't require maintenance?
Brick, right?
Brick
We can't do brick up there. There's nothing to support the brick.
or LP Smart Side, that's another one.
And we're okay with Smart Side. I just don't know what their delivery dates. We may run into the same problem.
Yeah.
So, okay, we understand you don't want vinyl. So can we work this out with James when we finally figure out something that's available?
Yeah, as long as it's approved within the guidelines, we can go ahead and say TBA on the exact product,
Okay.
but as long as it's within the guidance. And
Okay.
then at James, we'll have to approve any changes anyway, so that's fine with us.
Okay,
Yeah, we can.
all right, very good.
Okay, so on the sidewalk, you want this one omitted, correct?
Yes, ma'am. If y'all,
Yeah,
if y'all are gonna require us to put the street side,
Right, because it'll go out here instead.
yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, and then my only other question is, you said you're gonna put a hold on the carport. Do you have a time frame by chance?
Probably not gonna do it at this time.
Well, the reason I'm asking is, sometimes we approve both ways, because a parking pad's a parking pad, but a carport, it's up to what, 2 years, or is it 12 months? Yeah, so I mean, if you think it'll be done the next 2 years, we can go ahead and approve it?
That would be great for me as long as I don't have to commit to building it at this time or at any time if we don't.
Yeah, you don't have to commit.
You're
It
just
just,
approving it if I decide to add it
that's,
later.
that's correct. Within 2 years,
Within
you don't
2
have to,
years,
you
I
don't have
wouldn't
to come back through
back.
us.
Yeah, if it was
Oh.
if it was 2 years and 5 months, it would have
Mhm.
to be
Mhm.
approved again, but
Okay.
under 2 years.
Great.
That'd be great. I appreciate it.
And then as far as a covered stoop, so I guess we should write it, either the carport's approved, or wouldn't we need to reapprove the evaluation on the back?
Basically, we just need plans.
Replan, yeah, not
revised
reapprove.
plans.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So really, we need to add a number on here. Hang on, sorry, bear with us.
No,
Oh, is there
sure.
anyone here to speak against this? Yeah, sure. You'll have to come up to the podium.
Hi, my name is Jay Bernard, and I live at 1905 Caldwell Street, but our rental property, we have a home right next to your home on, well, it's right next door. I just had two questions. The first question, in looking at the drawing, is there gonna be a fence Or are you planning on a fence, or is the brush still gonna be remaining there?
Do you own the house on
Yes.
the other side of the brush?
Yes,
towards the
yes,
street?
sir.
We had not intended to mess with the brush.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
In lieu of fence, maybe?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's no
Yeah,
problem.
this house is only 27 feet wide, so it's gonna be right in the middle of the lot, and we're not gonna even get close to that property line.
Okay.
Okay?
And the second thing I was gonna ask, if that's okay, can I ask directly? How many tenants do you think are gonna be there?
It'll be my daughter and 3 roommates.
And 3 roommates, okay. Okay, perfect. Thank you very much.
Anybody else to speak against it or for it, or just ran questions? Okay. So I'm trying to, does anybody have this worded out yet? The carport versus the parking pad?
Could you put carport approved as drawn or covered stoop in lieu of carport with revised plan?
It's just, any other questions or comments? So I'll make a motion to add carport approved as drawn or covered stoop in lieu of carport to have revised plans resubmitted through city planning for approval.
I second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, that'll pass. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Okay, next we will move over to 805 Donaghey Avenue. Is anyone here to speak in favor of 805?
I'm proposing to add a fireplace to II.B.'s patio.
Okay. Pretty cut and dry. Have you read over the recommendations?
Yes.
Do you have any questions about them?
No, but I do have a comment I make about the drawing they're displaying. I brought another copy in, which is actually correct. The chimney, yes, that's it. The chimney will be outside the perimeter of that existing patio. Otherwise, it'd be going through the roof of the patio. So that drawing right there is not correct, but the one I brought is.
Okay. Is it, and it's I'm trying to look, is it a gas fireplace?
Yes.
So that was the only question I have. Require a chimney if the hearth is to be used with an open fireplace.
Yes, that's the idea, is to have a chimney with the fireplace, and then on either side of the chimney and fireplace there'll be a brick wall that you could sit on.
Okay.
Yeah, that main comment was really just so people don't get smoked out.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right, does anybody have any questions? Is anybody here to speak against this? Okay.
No, that's the brick rock will cover those metal columns, which I think will look a lot better. And inspiration for this was choosing the heights. We won't be enclosing it nearly that much, but just trying to add a little atmosphere out there.
Oh, yeah.
Motion to approve?
Okay, do I have a second? All right, Margaret seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? All right.
Very good. Thank you all.
Thank you. The next one is 766 Harkrider Street. If you can approach the podium with your name and address.
Hi, I'm Brad Peterson with Craft and Toll. Our address is 10825 Financial Center Parkway in Little Rock.
Okay.
And I'm the civil engineer. We've received the staff report and recommendations. We reviewed those. Tim Yelvington with RPPY Architects is here this evening, and we don't have any objections to the conditions in the staff report and intend on incorporating those into our site development review application.
Okay.
But happy to answer any questions about the project or give feedback as needed.
Okay. Is there you want to speak in favor for it as well?
I'm Tim Yelvington, 713 West 2nd, Little Rock, the architect, just here to answer questions.
Okay. Anybody else here to speak for it? Anybody here to speak against it? Okay, so we'll open it up for discussion. Does the commission have any questions or comments?
Just out of curiosity, I drove over there today. What are your plans for the back part of the lot that you're not building on right now?
The bank is planning on selling that off.
Okay.
They will not develop it themselves.
Okay.
And concurrent with our site development review, there'll be a replat of the property. It's currently in a very small lot, and then the church property, and they'll be combined and then split into kind of two equal sized lots. And the one on the east side left for future development.
We didn't include that rendering in our submittal, so some of y'all may not have seen that. I just wanted, it's just a little more information on what it would look like.
No, that's perfect. Thank you. James, do you have any comments?
No, looking forward to it.
Okay. Well, I'll make a motion to accept the recommendations by the staff as is.
A second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, so moved.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's already looking better over there.
All right, next we will move on to, let me look at the agenda. Consideration to amend the bylaws. James, take it away.
We can defer discussion on this until next month if you all would like, and you could have some time to review this copy.
Can you highlight what's changed off the top of your head?
Everything.
Perfect.
So essentially, this is it. They on the bylaws, matching them pretty closely to what the Planning Commission bylaws are. Starting Article 1, that's not really different. Article 2 just lays out some of the things with the membership. There's not really any big changes there. And paragraph B made the officers gender neutral on that. So that was one thing. Committees essentially narrowed down the committees to where it's just special committees or advisory committees. Included, laid out sort of the meeting information there. Freedom, the executive sessions. Those are really not that much different from what was previously. Order of the agenda. That's where we get a little bit different. The order of the hearing, if you look under Article 5, Paragraph B, the recommended order would be announcement of the item, presentation of the staff report, which we don't have to do. It's just if you want to do that. Applicant's presentation, and then presentation by other interested parties, which would be 10 minutes, and then public comment would be limited to 3 minutes per person. We certainly don't have to follow. That's just how the Planning Commission does it, and that's for really big controversial cases.
I don't have a paragraph B.
Yeah, ours starts at, or ends at Article 5A.
Yeah, so, well, yeah, it's gone then.
So then I would.
It must have had a printing error, because I've got, yeah, we had to include that.
Okay, I would make a motion to table it then until
Yes,
we can
sounds
receive
great.
all of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
That way the other commission members here have a
Mhm.
chance to
I agree.
look at it and talk about it, vote on it.
Okay, so I'll need a second to that motion.
Second.
Wait, who, the motion?
I made a motion
Okay.
to table the discussion until next month for the bylaws. And then Shane seconded. Any other discussion on it? Okay, all in favor?
James, can y'all send us like a marked out version, like what the changes are?
Be really good. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, so it's passed. All right, and then we need to look over the adoption of the 2022 calendar. So if you look at the screen here.
So basically there's a deadline's moved for Veterans Day, and
Okay.
then unless you want to meet on Christmas or during city council in December of next year, it's moved back.
I'm free on Christmas. Anybody else? Okay, so December 28th for next year.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not, okay. And it's moved, okay. Sorry, I need to quit talking. Thoughts, questions, comments, or concerns? Okay. So I'll make a motion to accept the dates for the 2022 calendar.
I accept, motion.
Was that a second?
Somewhere in there I second.
Okay, any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, so moved. And then the last up on the list is the election of the 2022 officers. Officers. Has it open enrollment started for open application process? I thought it starts November 1st.
We actually do not have. Shelby's going to continue on, so we're riding with the same folks.
Wow. So the only other person we're missing is Steve, right?
Steve and Liz.
Liz.
She had surgery. So
Okay. So what do we need to do about the election of officers? I mean, does anybody want to be a chairman? Does anybody want to elect Steve to chairman?
Is Steve okay with that?
Well, I would propose that we nominate keep the slate of officers as is for the next.
I mean, I'll be honest, I don't want a secretary.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, she,
You don't want secretary.
it
I've done
was,
it for 2 years, so I feel like I've served my time.
and it was a temporary thing at
it
that.
it was supposed to be, well, we'll all share secretarial duties, and so I did it like one meeting, and then I was like, okay, who wants to do it next meeting? And everybody was like,
When you do such a good job.
well, I would appreciate it.
It's your fault for doing such a good job that you keep getting elected. All right.
I'll be treasurer.
Can I be the social chair?
I was gonna say I wanted to be that.
I mean, really, all you do for the meeting minutes is you just copy and paste like the general description, then you just make changes as people talk. Like, it's not too big of a deal. It's just prepping it beforehand. Like, that's the only time it takes is copying and pasting to make it. I'll share my Google Doc. I'm willing, so you can look at how it looks. Whoever decides to do it.
So let's back up. Does anybody want to throw their name in the hat for secretary? And what happens if nobody volunteers?
I don't know. I'm
Okay.
not sure.
Okay. Does anyone want to throw the name in their hat for?
I mean, if we'll genuinely do like a
Rotation.
a rotation, that's fine with me. But we've got to do it if that's what it's gonna be. And like I would say, like everybody take, if we have, that would be 5 people that aren't chair or vice chair, that would rotate, so you'd only have to do it twice. Yeah. If that's okay with everybody.
I think that's fair.
Is a rotating secretary okay?
We were gonna do that before anyway.
We were gonna do that. What if
Yeah.
we even, yeah. My concern with Liz being secretary is we haven't seen her in months. Oh, okay. Well, now I had to say that on TV.
So, I would say just put forth the chair and vice chair.
Okay, so do we want to nominate Steve for chair?
Yes.
Sounds good.
Anybody else want to do it?
As long as Steve accepts, yes.
Okay.
I believe he said he would accept the last time, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I'm fairly certain he would.
I just feel like he's much more experienced than, I mean, I know how the rotation goes, but the real life experience I have 0 of. So.
You want to continue in the vice chair?
I will if nobody else wants it. I don't want to take it. If somebody wants to put their name down.
You're good. I nominate Emily Walter for vice chair.
I second.
What were you gonna say?
This is my first year, so this is, and then
That's true.
I said I wanted to help on another board and ended up vice president with not even, I said, I'll help you. So I'm already going, how am I gonna do all this stuff that I'm part of? So I'm good sitting right here.
Okay. I don't mind it. I like it a lot.
Well, I'll just formally, to make it easy, I'll formally nominate Steve Hurd for chair if he accepts, and then nominate Emily as vice chair. You accept?
Yes.
I assume.
I second.
Yeah, and I think that'll make it easier.
Okay, so I'm gonna open it for discussion again. What do we do for secretary? Just leave it open? Okay.
And then what I say we do is in December, we're like have a calendar and say January through December, and everybody takes 2.
Okay. So I have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, so moved. James, do you have anything else that you would like us to discuss?
I do not.
All right, well then I make a motion that we adjourn.
I second.
Good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh wait,
Is that our
approved?
fastest meeting ever?
And you have to vote on it.
Oh, yeah, I need
things we had on the agenda.
I need a vote for the adjournment.
Aye.
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 Oh, we vote.
So moved.
Okay,
I don't
yes.
know. I feel very so moved. Thank you.
Well, it's because we didn't belabor things.
Well, we didn't have really a crowd
No.
either. It was
No.
mostly just, yeah.
Yeah, it was just.
We're still.
The crowd was mostly just people here.
Right. It's pretty cut and dried. Yeah, pretty cut and dried.